Devin, you want to just play something? And
yeah, sure.
That's awesome. I love it. It's a great sound.
Thanks, man. That's your sound. I just turned up the delay.
Oh man, you never have more delay.
I agree, man. Well, I just got this one because usually it's like this is a guitar we made with Framus for the because usually the stuff is rhythm log. That's what I do. It's all just
right.
Because the tuning is open C, so it's
right.
C, G, C, G, C, E, so everything's just fifths. So you can load the intervals on top of the orchestration. It keeps the bottom end like solid.
That's amazing.
But for anything that's more lyrical, they sent this guitar out. Kiesel did, because usually it's with Framus, and it's just it doesn't have the Evertune, so it's easier to do the microtones.
Is that is that like a pretty flat scale radius on the fingerboard? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's 16.
Okay,
I think it's 16, but the it's 25 and a half, I believe, and 16, which is I usually like the 12, but I guess 16 is kind of
16 is closer to like
Charvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a second to talk to you about this channel. This is actually Rick Beato 2. I've had it since the beginning of my main channel, and many of you are not subscribed. As a matter of fact, 87% of the people that watch this channel regularly are not subscribed. So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button on this channel and on my main channel. This will help me get even more of my dream guests and help continue to grow both channels. Thank you.
Ibanez vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 17 or so. The 12.
My favorite guitar is this old Telly, man. Just it's like a baseball bat neck,
like a very rounded.
Really rounded.
Yeah.
Well, I built a little studio at home, but I've got it wired up so throughout where I live, everything's kind of wired together. Mm-hmm. So I've got a station in the morning that I make coffee, and I've got a thing where I put the coffee there, and then I've got my looper and bunch of Helix stuff, or like the Line 6 Helix, the loopers in it. And there's these videos you can watch online of just 10-hour train rides to the North Pole. So it's just a cab view going through.
What?
And then I just drink coffee and I make loops that when I start working at night, I can unmute it in my room and I can say, oh, where were we this morning, right? And like this is clearly not what it is, but it's essentially, it's just while you're watching, you just basically yeah, this is clearly not what I meant to do. But you just basically just kind of just like jam while you're thinking about other things, and then eventually things start to evolve that you can then have as a soundtrack to the day. And then, I just drink 3 or 4 coffees and then I let it loop. And then by the time the day is over, there's a lot of material that actually comes from that. So when I unmute it at night, I'll be working on something and I unmute those 2 lines and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I wouldn't have thought of that. And then it's, and then you can take that and the line that's going from the lounge into there has got a pitch on it as well. So then you can modify it to whatever you're working on. And if it's just a cloud, then essentially it becomes like a keyboard, right?
Wow. That's so cool.
It's awesome.
I like that.
It's awesome.
I like that better than my stupid stuff.
No, but it's
playing nonsense.
We're all going to start practicing different.
Oh my god, that's like so.
I love how in tune
cool.
you are with trying to capture a vibe.
Yeah.
Do you only do rides to the North Pole, or do you do other train rides?
They've got one that goes through Italy, but I don't like it when it's sunny. I like it
Yeah.
when it's snowy because it's a lot more isolated.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's but the 9-hour ones, because you can just sit there like with the right patch, it just becomes these clouds that you can just sort of illustrate whatever you're watching. And I find that if you're sort of unconsciously doing it, if you just let your hands do it, which is what's great about these little tiny guitars, you can sit on the couch with them. You just keep drinking coffee, and eventually it's like, oh, I guess I'm in that mood today because it sounds
Right.
or it's happy, or it's minor, or
That's
it's
amazing.
like abstract. And at the end of the day, you've got this surplus of, it's like you get to jam with yourself in a way. And by having like a pitch set to 100% prior to the inputs, you can just say, okay, what's our riff today? Okay, we're in F, so, or we're in that one. So let's tune it till it sounds like that one, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's a lot of coffee.